This video will walk you through posting a new interview schedule in Handshake. I'm starting off in my employer dashboard and I'm going to click Interviews on the left navigation bar. This is going to bring up a list of all the upcoming interviews that I have at different campuses. And to request a new interview schedule, I'll click Request Interview Schedule up in the top right corner. The first thing I'm asked is the school that I'd like to post this interview schedule at, so I'll select from my list and I'll search for Amaranto University. If you don't see your school listed, make sure you check it on your Schools tab to see that you've added that school to your list and you've been granted the right permissions to post interview schedules. Amaranto University does support multiple career centers, so I will choose the career center I'm interested in recruiting at, in this case the main career center. I can also attach any contacts that I'd like to receive email communication about this interview schedule. They may or may not have a Handshake account. I'll go ahead and choose Caitlin Williams as another contact on this schedule, and if I need to create a new contact, I'll just need to know their first name, last name, and email address, and I can click here to create that. The interview schedule description will be visible to students, so if you have any details about the schedule that you'd like to share, for example, if it's going to be a flip-flop schedule and students will be switching rooms halfway through, then you can include that here. The unique interview identifier will be visible to students as well. It's just a name that you can give your schedule, so I'll go ahead and name mine Fall 2016 Internships. And then I can move over to the timeline. This is where you can choose the dates that you're going to be on campus, so I'll scroll forward a few weeks. I can also click on the date to scroll through the month view. I'm going to choose Thursday, September 1st, and enter in 2 rooms that I'd like. The details section will be visible to career services, so you can include any details about these rooms. Maybe you need a half an hour break in each of these rooms in the morning and afternoon sessions. And I can go ahead and click on Add Date. I'm also going to be on campus on Friday, September 2nd, so I'll click on Friday, September 2nd, include 2 rooms again, and select Add Date. Now I have both of my dates selected, September 1st and 2nd, 2 rooms in each, and I can move forward to the timeline. So I'll go ahead and select what works best. We do have a few different options, but you'll see the timelines for each university will be different since these are customizable at each institution. So a pre-select schedule is going to give you the option to select primary and alternate candidates. Those candidates will be notified on a certain date, and then they'll be able to take slots. That is the most common type of timeline that you'll see in the system. Room-only schedules will just allow you to reserve the room. You'll be managing the slots outside of the system. An open schedule will allow students that meet the qualifications to take a slot immediately. So if a student meets the qualifications you set on your position, then they'll be able to take a slot right away once they apply for that. A pre-select continuous schedule is very similar to pre-select, except for it's not going to give you the option to select alternate candidates. It's going to allow you to select primary candidates on a rolling basis. So as students apply for your interview schedule and the jobs that are attached, they'll go into your bucket of applicants. You can choose the primary candidates right away, and they'll be notified immediately that they can take a slot. So there is no primary sign-up start date, and there is no alternates in that schedule. Again, if you do want primary and alternate candidates and you'd like them to be notified at a certain time, you'll be selecting the pre-select option. So I'll go ahead and select the month-long pre-select here. And then I'll say that the dates are pre-filled based on the university's preferences. So we see the apply start and apply end date. There's an employer deadline date, but in this case that is not set. I see a primary sign-up start date and an alternate sign-up start date, and finally a sign-up end date where that schedule will be finalized. There is the option to convert this to an open schedule after a particular date if you'd like to open this to any students who meet the qualifications if the slots are not filled. I'm going to leave this one blank because I'd like to keep just the primary sign-up start date and the alternate sign-up start date. The next part of requesting an interview schedule is choosing the interview slot template. So you will see different options here for different universities as well. Some common ones are listed below. I'm going to choose a full day 1 hour. This is going to be how my schedule is built for each date that I've requested. So on September 1st and September 2nd, I'm going to see full day schedule with 1 hour slots, and you can see that this starts at 7 a.m. and ends at 5 p.m. I'll go ahead and go next to attach my jobs to this interview schedule. When I get to this jobs page, I see 3 options. I can create a brand new job and associate with the schedule. I can copy the job details from a job that I've already posted previously and then post a brand new job from those details. Or I can use an existing job and its applicants and attach that to the schedule. Your most common option here is going to be to copy the job details. So I'll click on Copy Job Details, And I'll choose a template that I already have in the system, in this case, the front-end software engineer. And when I click continue, it's going to create a copy of this position with all of the details that I've already posted. So really, this is making it easy for me to create this new posting. It's not going to bring over any applicants from my existing job, just those details that I have. So I'll click continue. And then I'll be able to edit this. So I do want to make sure that I don't have copy of in front of this. So I'll go ahead and remove the copy of. And then I'll do fall 2016 internship. I can choose a division if this is posted for a particular division. I can go over to the details and make sure that everything looks okay based on what I had posted before. The job functions are what I'd like. I can also add and change this. I can move over to the description and make sure that I'd like the description to stay the same. I can also add anything to the description from here. It is creating a copy of that job with the new name that I just gave it. And finally, I can move over to the requirements section and choose the required documents, the different school years that I'm accepting for this position, any GPA requirements, and then any majors and major groups that I'd like to attach. So if I click on select major groups, I might choose some different major groups to target for this position. When you're ready, you can click on create. And that's going to attach the job. You'll see it underneath attached jobs. You can then edit this position or remove it from the schedule. If you'd like to attach another job, you can do so. So you might choose to copy the details again or post a brand new job. If you do click on create new job from scratch, you're going to see the same form except for it will be blank. So I'll go ahead and copy job details again. And I'll choose my sales development representative. And I'll move forward, copying those details over. I'm going to go ahead and leave sales development representative, but again, put that fall 2016 internship. Go over to the details, make sure everything looks all right, review the description, review those requirements, and then create this position as well. So now I see both of my jobs are posted on this schedule. I could import, if you've posted a job and you have a list of applicants already, that's when you want to use the use existing job option. If you're not ready to post a position, that's okay too. You can always click on remind me later to move on in the process and then come back and post a job when you're ready. I'll go ahead and click next to review my schedule. I'll see the details. My interview is with Amaranth University. I have 2 dates selected. It is pre-select, and then I've attached 2 jobs to this schedule, 2 jobs that I copied the details from existing positions I already had. I'll click request to request the schedule at Amaranth University. Now this schedule is going to be pending until Amaranth University approves it. I can comment back and forth with Amaranth University on this page, and then I can review the details, including the status, apply start, apply end, the primary sign-up start, the alternate sign-up start, and the sign-up end. This video has walked you through how to post a brand new interview schedule in Handshake.